Alex here with a high conflict child custody video on military deployment. In this video, I was just going to talk about a statutory scheme that the legislature set up, at least in Nevada, for soldiers with respect to what happens when they deploy, what happens when they return, and other miscellaneous related things. These statutes are pretty new. I'm going to guess sometime around 5 years ago they were passed. I'm sure that not all 50 states have this. But if your state doesn't have some kind of statutory scheme set up that basically outlines what's supposed to happen when a soldier deploys, you'll probably find case law on it at the very least. Though it's not as, oftentimes it's not as comprehensive as what the legislature can do when they put together a full array of statutes that's supposed to cover more. It's at least something to go off of. In my video, Discretion, I discussed the problem with the courts having so much discretion. So this is something that I obviously would favor because it gives the judges guidance and it binds the judges into doing something whether they like it or not. In Nevada, the statutes discuss, as I mentioned earlier, what's supposed to happen when the soldier leaves and what's supposed to happen when the soldier returns. One of the big things that I've read is, and of course this is just a cursory glance, so you need to go and double check this on your own, and you need to check if your state even has this. But from a cursory glance, I've seen that when a soldier leaves, they can designate, at least before they leave, they can designate a third-party caregiver. I think that's what they call it. It may have some other terminology. Third-party caregiver that gets to exercise the visitation with the child that they would have been exercising had they not left. They get to exercise visitation with the child in that soldier's place as that soldier has left. From what I've seen, this does not happen automatically. What I mean by that is a soldier doesn't get to just say, here's my third-party caregiver, they better get to spend time with the kids or else. That's not how it works. From what I've read, the soldier does have to file a motion with the court. And then the court does get to hear the matter and then determine whether or not it's in the best interest of the child for that third-party caregiver to have those special rights over that child. The only other thing I recall reading is attorney fee provisions in the scheme that basically punish a parent for either using that process or opposing that process frivolously or with the intent to harass the soldier or vice versa. So I think it's a good thing. I think in the past some judges didn't know what to do about this. A lot of people, not necessarily judges, but a lot of people are of the attitude that, hey, if you're gone, I get to have the kid the whole time that you're gone. And sometimes the soldier's family kind of gets sort of pushed to the side. And I'm sure that a bunch of soldiers discussed this with, I don't know, politicians, legislatures, whatever, and at least it appears in Nevada that enough soldiers complained, or maybe they were proactive about it. For all I know, they could have been proactive. I imagine that a lot of soldiers complained about it and the legislature put together those statutes so that there was some consistency between the judges. Again, I talk about this problem of not having statutes and guidance in place in the video Discretion, where you sometimes end up with judges who abuse their discretion, exercise their discretion in a way that exhibits some bias or preconceived notions, or sometimes they just do it randomly. So they may just feel like soldiers don't need any rights because they're not there. And then when they get back, that's another thing I've heard of. A lot of soldiers coming back and they find that their rights have already been curtailed severely and they don't know how to get their parental rights back. And some of them just don't even bother going to court. And they find themselves deprived of physical custody just because they were deployed to another country to go and fight for the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video at this point. If anyone here has any insight at all on military deployment statutes, if anyone has gone through it personally, please post that in the comments below. I think that's going to be something that other viewers would like to actually take a look at and look into. I think a few of the viewers who watch my channel actually may either be a soldier or be with a soldier, or even be the other side, the side that's concerned as to what's going to happen when their ex, who is a soldier, gets deployed. So yeah, post something in the comments below if you have questions or if you have experiences. That having been said, I will see you guys next time.